In our last video, we decoded the signs that your brain is operating on a higher frequency. But let's be honest, being wired differently isn't always a superpower. In fact, for many, it feels like a burden no one else can see. Neuroscience shows that high IQ brains aren't just faster, they're physically different. Their neural pathways are more hyperconnected, which sounds great until you realize that same connectivity is why you can't sleep at 3 a.m. Today, we are decoding the 7 dark struggles of high intelligence, the hidden tax you pay for having a brilliant mind. If you've ever felt like an outsider in a crowded room, pay close attention to number 4. It's the reason you feel so drained. 1. The small talk torture. To most people, talking about the weather or celebrity gossip is a way to bond. To a high IQ mind, it's a waste of cognitive resources. Your brain is wired for abstract reasoning and complex pattern recognition. So when you're forced into shallow conversations, your brain effectively goes into power save mode. You appear bored, arrogant, or socially awkward, when in reality, you're just understimulated. 2. The paralysis by analysis loop. While others see a simple choice, you see a 50-step domino effect. You don't just decide, you simulate every possible outcome. This is why smart people often take longer to start a project. It's not laziness, it's cognitive overwhelm. You get trapped in a loop, trying to optimize a decision until you're too exhausted to actually make it. 3. Hypervigilance. A study published in Frontiers in Evolutionary Neuroscience found a link between high intelligence and overexcitability. You notice the ticking clock, the flickering light, or the subtle shift in someone's tone that no one else picked up on. Your filter for the world is thinner. You process more data every second, which leads to faster burnout and a desperate need for solitude. 4. The parentification trauma. Many gifted children grow up feeling responsible for the adults around them because you could see the problems your parents or teachers couldn't. You were forced to mature intellectually before you were emotionally ready. This creates a lifelong pattern where you become the fixer in every relationship, leading to deep resentment and emotional exhaustion. 5. Imposter syndrome. There's a psychological paradox. The more you know, the more you realize how much you don't know. While less intelligent people walk around with unearned confidence, you are plagued by doubt. You assume that if something is easy for you, it must be easy for everyone. So you undervalue your own genius and live with the constant fear of being found out. 6. The night owl syndrome. Your brain doesn't have an off switch. At night, when the world goes quiet, your analytical networks turn inward. You replay conversations from 3 years ago, solve hypothetical problems, or question the meaning of the universe. For the high IQ mind, sleep isn't rest. It's a battle against your own thoughts. 7. Chronic loneliness. Psychologists suggest that when there's an IQ gap of more than 30 points, meaningful communication becomes almost impossible. If you're at the top of the curve, your frequency is simply different from 95% of the people you meet. You aren't lonely because you're weird. You're lonely because you're speaking a language most people haven't learned yet. If you recognize yourself in these struggles, remember this: your mind isn't broken, it's specialized. Understanding why you struggle is the first step to mastering your brain, instead of being a victim of it. If you missed our first video on the 5 rare signs you have a high IQ, click here to see where these struggles actually come from. And if you're ready to finally upgrade your life, hit subscribe. We're just getting started.